Mission. Okay, there we are. We're good now. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what's up, nerds? GozMaster here with another Magic the Gathering puzzle quest, along with my main man, Maynard T. Loop. What's up, Main? Welcome to
What's up, man?
welcome to episode 3, Nerds on Parade. So now I'm going to go out there and try to get this link so that we can actually go out there and get people here live to see if this thing is holler-balooing. So let's see. It says that it's upcoming. Let me refresh my screen one more time because it should be live. Should be live. Should be live. Yes, it's live. Okay, cool, cool, cool. There it is. Great. So I'm going to mute this, and I'm going to let you tell me about your first impressions about this. But before we do, stall for a bit. Talk to me about what's been your experience. Have you found any bugs? I haven't really seen that many bugs this time around. Did you find any that were over the top for you?
Actually, no. I can't really think of any off the top of my head that I've come across yet. I'm sure there'll
Mm,
be a few, but that's actually a pretty good track record for
yeah.
for this game.
Considering, the last set was really, really rough. Join me and
I think there
Maynard
was
Loop.
the usual VIP weirdness, right?
Yeah.
Did all that happen?
You know what's weird, dude? we're gonna get into it right away. This is a business, right? This is a business. So as a business, you should have a checklist or two of all the things that need to
Yeah.
happen for when you launch a new set. You should know these things. What's up, Andrew? Welcome. As you guys just joined in here. What's up, Roy? It's good to see you, brother. Maine is going to say some
Hey,
stuff.
what's
I
up?
want to make sure you guys can hear him. Let us know you can hear him because I think we fixed our audio issues as we go forward. So let me know in the flow if you can hear my bro. You talk. I don't know why I'm talking.
Yeah. Yeah, as usual. There's probably some hiccups that happen during a set launch like this, but overall, I feel like they're getting a little bit better, step by step, one day at
Step
a time.
by step, ooh baby. You guys all came to hear me sing, right? It's all good. Roy says he can hear you. Excellent. Live it up,
Okay,
diddy
awesome.
girl. That's awful. Oh, that is awful. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and paste and spam our links all over the interwebs. All right, so while we're doing that, I'm gonna have you talk for me whilst I go ahead and do this shenanigans. What is your favorite cards? So it seems like when we open packs, I still have a huge challenge with the drop rate. RNGesus is not legit. This might be the Antichrist Jesus, right? This is terrible. Already people aren't selling because like I'm such a religious person. This is awful. Whatever. Um, what I care about is that when you are, sacrificing goats or whatever, there was one card in specific I was after, and it seemed that we did have a little bit of overlap in the cards we pulled, but for the most part,
Yeah.
we actually got the same. Oh, I forgot to do something here real quick. We pretty much got the same. We got very different pulls. What was been your card that you've pulled that you think is the best so far that you've tested that you don't think I have?
That I don't think you have. Do you
Mm-hmm.
have what's it called? Midnight Snack? That's a fun
I
card. I
just
forget who
pulled it. I
pulled
haven't
that.
started playing with it yet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a fun one. I haven't done a lot with it yet, but it,
Mm-hmm.
it definitely went right into my Sorin deck.
Yeah.
Trying to pull up my my collection here. Sorry, everyone. Slow
No,
internet
I'm
for
sorry.
me.
I said I told you we were going to talk about one thing, and then I'm like, hey, we're going to do something completely different now. So
Yeah.
yeah, take your time, bro. I will start off for
Uh,
me. There's a lot of cards out of this new set that I really really like. How about you guys? New guys on the block. What's up? What's up, Roy? Yeah, that's right. Dak in the box first prize. I'm just warming my voice up. I have something special for you guys coming here very soon. But it's very interesting. We do have
Oh
Chandra
yeah,
up
did
on
you
the
pull
screen. Go
Time
ahead.
Stop? Sorry, I was just
Who?
gonna ask you. Did you pull Time Stop? I
I
forget.
did not. No, I don't have
Oh,
time
okay.
stop. I don't have. Um, I'll go. Well, let's just go through them, shall we? Let's just go. Let's go to the vault, shall we? Let's go to the cards and see what we didn't pool. I guess we could do it in that section, shan't we? We'll do it in the vault. Screw it. We'll go to the vault. We'll do it live. Let's go here. Did we share this one yet? We have not. Let's go ahead and paste. Let's go there to Nalthizar's channel. What's up, Nalthi? You guys see me and Althazar just bickering a lot. He really is my homeboy. I adore him. He's fantastic. We don't agree on
Especially if
much.
you were in my live chat the other
Oh my
day.
gosh. We don't agree on much as far as the game is concerned because he's wrong on a lot of stuff, but I adore the dude. So please be gentle to him. I like Angelic Destiny. I really like this card. I'm chasing this card still. I don't have it yet.
Oh, okay. I don't
I
have
don't
that one either. Yeah.
I don't have Akrama. I do have Confiscate. I haven't played Confiscate yet. I don't have Feed the
Mm,
Swarm, which is one of the ones that I've wanted. Primeval Bounty is another
okay.
one I'm actually chasing. I really want that one. I don't have Time Stop. Tribute to Hunger, I think, is one that's actually better than people may be aware of. Destroy an opposing non-token creature at
Mm,
random, gain 12 life and 5 mana per creature you control. So mid game, late game, it's very powerful, very powerful. It's just a nice form of removing a non-targeted removal on their side that just feeds you mana, and that's pretty great, man. That's hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
mm. I have
Let's
that
see.
card. I haven't played it yet. I don't think I realized I did.
You do have it. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's definitely something worth playing. I'm not gonna put it in that channel. All right, I got one more spot to put it in. Creator for Discord. No, it's gonna be for there. No, not Discord. It is in D3 Go Creator content creation. That's what it is. Gonna talk to you guys.
I keep calling it progenesis, but it's progenitus. I just realized that.
That's a real word
Um,
too. It actually like I thought it was a made up thing. I've never heard that word before. I have no idea what it's I have
me either.
no idea what it's about. Reddit. I'm gonna go post in the Reddit. Let's go. We're just gonna put it in one spot. MTG Puzzle Quest. Create post. I'm a shill. Let's put it here. Boop. And we got to put our flare that says I'm a shill. Corporate shill, no less. Add. Save draft. No, not save draft. Post. Okay, great. All right. So that said, this is a great card. I think it's fantastic. Let's see. I Will Leaf is one of those ones where I probably will never play until I have to master it, and then I have other cards that I want to master in advance of that. I think it's awesome.
Right, same.
What else? Is there anything else here? You know what I'm chasing is this one. Blasphemous Edict.
Oh yeah, I think I got that one.
Mass creature removal
No, I
two
don't
sided
yet.
in black. That's a
Yeah, it's
chase for me.
awesome.
I love that. I love that
Hmm.
card. Let me catch up in the comments. See, we can hear him. It's all good. Sound is good for me. Let Roy sing. You sing, Roy. You do the guitar. Oh, wait, that was an insult at me. That's saying let anybody else sing. Okay, still can't craft DSK masterpieces. Yeah, there's a lot of glitches. The Dustborn masterpieces aren't craftable yet.
Oh,
They're oh, what was the other thing too? There's something else that was pretty significant. I can't think of it off the top of my head. If you guys know what they are, chime them in here for everybody else to see in the comments. New guys on the blog, Midnight Snack with Exasquinate is great on Soren. Cool. I got a pretty great
oh, okay.
haul from that box. Tribute is also
I was just
great
thinking
in the Soren deck.
exsanguinate.
Guys, we're waiting on your video on how to collect and complete decks. Okay, I'm trying to figure out Zul Ashur. I'm curious to play with her too. So I have an alt account. I don't
He
have it
seems
up here
cool.
yet. And in that alt account, it's a free to play account. So in there I go and I'm completing sets. But my overall broad stroke strategy, real quick, okay, is I go buy 10 premium packs from a new set. I know there's a lot of people out there like, it's not good. Just hear me out. I go buy 10 premium packs from the newest set. What happens with that when I buy 10 premium packs, even with all the duplicates you're going to get, this is especially important if you're a newer player and you're not platinum. What winds up happening is you get a ton of duplicate cards, and with the newest set, one of the big things you get is you get crafting orbs for duplicates. But because the newest set is special, you actually get 1.5 times the 1.5 times the crafting orb. So if normally I get 10, I get 15, right? If I normally get 20, what is it 10, 20, and then 100? I don't know, whatever it is, it's
I
that
can't
times
remember.
1.5. So if it's 10, I get 20. If it's what it is, it's 10, and then it's 20, so you get 30. I don't, whatever it is. You get 1.5 times the crafting orbs. So when you do the 1.5 times crafting orbs, then what winds up happening is you can actually go start using those in the crafting section. What I focus my crafting orbs on is just rares. I use my 10 premium packs to pull as many commons and uncommons from a set that I possibly can. Normally I have all but a handful of them, maybe 4, 5, 8, something like that, less than 10 typically. And then whatever packs are available that I can go get, like maybe not Trials of the Plains, but Fibble Thip or any of the new events, they give out those packs. So eventually over the course of the next 30 days, I'm going to pick up those common uncommons wherever I'm missing them, okay? I only use my crafting orbs on rares. Only on rares. So I will go and craft rares for crafting orbs. And the reason I do this is because I can get non-dupe rares for pinks for 400 at a time. So essentially, I can take my gold when I stack it up. I can go play Battle from the Ages, which is a great event for new players. It's a fantastic event for new players. Hoard as many as you can there because you get an even pink exchange. You basically spend 500 bucks or 500 gold pieces into it. You're gonna get 500 pinks out of it. Plus, you get a bunch of standard packs. You get a bunch of additional. You get 50 gold back essentially out of that. And you get just a bunch of other cards that come along with it. And not to mention the cards that are in BFTA are fantastic. You get a bunch of really, really great cards that are inside of there that are standard worthy. However, after the BFTA stuff is complete, you're now pulling duplicates from the BFTA. I don't want duplicates. Go do them because it's a straight pink exchange, but you're also getting the duplicate crafting orbs. And if you pull a mythic or a masterpiece, which the odds are, that's going to give you a lot more fodder to go complete your rares. Do you understand? So, save up enough gold so that when a new set drops, you go and get 10 premium packs from it. You take those cards, you've got a good chunk of that set. You got a good chunk there, man. Then from there, you have like you're probably missing like 30 rares and most of the mythics and masterpieces. You just have a handful. Fine, fair. But then you go back and you craft all the rares. Don't craft commons and uncommons. Go buy booster sets from those. You'll get more cards that way out of it. Those ones back previous logs maybe do 5 premium packs max so that you got a good setup from them. And then once you've got all the rares, then you can use what's left to go fill out your commons and uncommons with crafting orbs. Now, all the while you're doing this, you're leveling up, right? You're leveling up cards. You're gaining experience. Maybe you're not mastering them fully so you don't get the level up. Don't master them all the way, right? But go get them close to full mastery so you can stay in silver or bronze if you're there. If you're already in platinum, it doesn't matter. Just go master them. But if you're not, if you're in silver, gold, or bronze, silver, gold, I don't even know what the levels are. Don't master them all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Go master your platinum, your mythics and masterpieces and your rares, but don't master them all the way. Just take them out. You'll still get the experience points of 200 per block, but once you get to, I think it's level 50, main. After that, every 10 levels you get to, you get a free non-dupe pack that has 5 non-dupe cards in it from standard. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why all of this makes sense is this takes time. This is not a game for little boys in short pants, my friends. This is a long-term strategy. So that you can go and collect all of the lower cards in a set in the full standard block, and then eventually you open your non-dupe packs, and they're all mythics and masterpieces. And let me tell you something, my friend. Let me tell you something. There's very little in this world that is better than opening a non-dupe mythic pack and pulling all mythics and masterpieces from it. It is the third greatest sensation known to man. It is fantastic. It feels really good. Okay? So, with that said, that's the approach that I take. There are some other ancillary strategies, like for number 1, before I buy anything in a set, I'll go take 120 pinks, and I'll go make pools at the rares to go get as many of those non-duplicates as I can in the elite packs. There's a whole bunch of different opening strategies. In fact, my last video live that I shot was me opening my packs. You can kind of get a sense of how it is I did it. I didn't do that one thing this time, and as a result, I wound up not getting all of them. Or I just didn't get any rares out of it because and here's something else too. This is something everybody points out. But you're sponsored. You get all the cards. Blah, blah, blah. We still have to go get them, right? I still do a month. I do a month of VIP every month or every new set. I do that because I want to support the game because I care. I'm just creating content isn't the only way. But in addition to that, it's I want to go get all the cards in less than 30 days. I don't like waiting. My strategy is all about waiting. Another strategy is you don't buy the new packs at all. You just go play Trial of the Plains if you're platinum. and you play all the freebie events, and then you wait for those to become craftable, and then you go craft them that way
Right.
and you save your gold. That is another strategy. That approach to completing collections takes forever. I want all the cards now. I want them as fast as possible. It takes years. Sometimes, like guys, even like Steve, don't have all the cards because they don't like wasting resources on bad cards. I want all the
Hmm.
cards, even the bad ones. I don't care. I want all the cards because I want to go build decks and I want to maximize my strategy 100%. Right? What's up,
Right.
dudes? What's up, Courtney? How are you? All right, let me catch up on these ones. What are your thoughts on doing that? And then I'm going to read through these and go through some good ones.
Yeah, I follow a lot of the same strategy. I don't spend that much on premium packs. I usually spend whatever I have the amount of at launch. I mean, this time I only was able to buy one, but normally I'm buying five, more or
Mm-hmm.
less. And I don't mind waiting an extra, like, I don't mind crafting at the beginning of the next set. So I don't always have, like, I will always have like 10 to 15 rares to craft by the next set. But what I am doing is I'm just targeting the masterpieces and mythics that I want while
Mm-hmm.
the set is new,
Right.
and that's the easiest way to get those cards because I'm usually chasing a specific set or specific like handful of cards. Like right now, I'm going to be chasing mystical teachings, so I'm going to make sure that all of my all of my pinks go to that. So while I am trying to build up my resources, I'm playing BFDA, grinding the hell out of that
Mm-hmm.
because that is pretty much the key to getting mythics and masterpieces in this game without paying for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you got you save up your crystals for that. So that's why I'm not spending on premium packs. I'm
Uh-huh.
spending on grinding for BFTA, and then once I get the cards I want from there, then I just save up resources for the next set and then craft out the rest of the cards that I'm missing. Like if
Uh-huh.
I'm there are certain rares that like I definitely wish I have during the set's run, but it's something that I'm willing to forego for maximizing the high end rarity stuff.
Right. Well, and again, there's probably as many different ways to play the game as there are to approach the collection side of stuff. I'm opening my packs that I got from this new event that we just got. We'll
Oh,
talk
okay.
about that here in a second. And I got one new card out of two of the packs that I got. I haven't completed the deal yet. But what winds up happening, what I did here, guys, was in my approach, I wound up through the box set that I get from Webcore. That's a $100 deal. It's like $95. Thank you, Webcore. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to mention this before we go on further. Guys, I hate to tell you this, but I have such a bully that's been following me around online lately. Like every time I'm doing a live stream, this person's coming in and just saying horrible, terrible things about me. I'm not going to be able to moderate the comments about it. Just know that they're here. Their name online starts with an N, it ends with an Althazar. So if you see this guy, just report him. Just I'm kidding, don't report him. But my bully has come in here. The first thing he says, "Oh hey, I like one of these guys," as he's looking at the stream. Now, Thazar, you shouldn't talk about Mainloop that way. He can't help that he's that handsome and that your mom finds him that attractive. Okay, it's just a curse. A cross he has to bear. You leave him be, man. You leave him be. Since I just started 3 months ago, trying to manage the gold for both packs, but also planeswalkers is just the hard part. To
This is
Mid
very true.
Carter. This is a really great point. Something really, really fantastic. And I'm joking about Nalthazar. You guys should subscribe. Hey, while you're here, Mainloop, I'll have a link in here somewhere. In fact, Loop, can you go put your link into the chats for everybody to be able to go and sub to you?
Oh,
He's got his own channel,
let
although
me
we're
see
doing
if
this
I
on
can do
mine.
that.
If you're not
I'm
subbed to
just
my
on
channel,
Streamlabs, so I'm not sure I
yeah,
can.
subscribe. Just do it on your phone and go to my deal. And then you should also subscribe to Nalthazar. It's hard to believe that all of you guys aren't already subbed to Nalthazar, but just in case you're one of the stragglers, you should definitely go be in there. Now, back to Mid Carter. One comment that you just made that I think is really important really sets a tone for your collection approach. In this game, what do you prioritize? Is it something where you have to have all the planeswalkers, or do you have to have all the cards, or do you have to have all the resources? Right? You just want specific cards to snipe, and is there a strategy to do that? My approach to sniping the cards I want is get them all. If I get them all, I'll eventually get the ones I'm sniping, right? And that small that limits the pool that I have to go make my crafting orb targets or whatever it is. Okay, so that's my approach. I actually don't claim all planeswalkers, and in fact, let me say, here's a hot take. If Webcore didn't give me the planeswalkers they give me, I wouldn't buy 90% of them. I wouldn't buy hardly any of
Agree.
them, guys. Um, Dakin, I paid Bolas 1 and 2 and 3. I paid. I regret 2, but I did. Grist, I would have paid for, right? There's like Dak, I would have paid for. Oh, open the box. What's inside? It's my Dak in the vault. I would have paid for Dak. There's maybe that's a category I have to add to my tier list. Is like, would I actually have paid cash money for this? And which ones I did pay cash money for, and I'm grateful I did, just so I could have them early. So if that is your priority, is you got to have all the planeswalkers, that's your gold priority. I personally like to have my color wheel covered in my alt account. I have, I think, 6, 7 walkers, and those are going to change because the new power rankings for me, the new walkers we've been getting, with the exception of the last couple we've got from Webcore, have been just off the charts. Would you agree, Main? I think they reset the barometer of what our success level is.
I mean, there are definitely some key walkers to get there. I mean, Grist, obviously, Oko.
Yeah.
I think it's going to vary. Your mileage may vary with the other ones. There are only a couple that I would say are like bad, stay away from, but
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, they're usable, but definitely not ones that I would um,
Yeah.
spend crystals on if I had the choice.
For
Um,
for me,
but I
it's
would
about.
say, yeah, definitely pick up Grist and
Well, yeah,
Oko
yeah,
for
and
sure.
Grist is fine. That's just all we're gonna say about Grist. What a wonderful planeswalker. She is very powerful. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that she isn't. She's absolutely probably the second most powerful walker in the game, frankly. All things considered, if you have a decent collection. If you're a newer player, I actually think Kasmina's stronger. I think Dak's first ability is stronger. I think there's a couple other planeswalkers that I look at and I'm like, they're better and stronger. I think she's
Oh
fine.
yeah,
She is.
Dak is great. I almost forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, Dak is I like you had to like this is the kind of the modality we focus on. I will say, I don't like it. And then Maine will come in and say, dude, this is awesome. Like, nah, it sucks. Bah. And then a little while later, I'm like, oh, this is actually awesome. Like, I rediscovered it. Oh, I'm a genius. Oh, I figured out how to play him. I'm just taking his deck and using it. I'm like, oh, that's actually really good. So, yeah, just usually his rankings are a little bit better than mine. I look for power. I look for speed. I look for synergy. I look for things that streamline into the play styles I like. So it's hard for me,
Sure.
like with this new Planeswalker. On that note, let's jump into that conversation. Let's catch up on the rest of these guys. We're here for Maine. Let the man talk. Sorry. Okay, I'm ready to be nice now. I promise. No, don't be.
Are
We
they?
don't act out of character. I'm not going to be talked out of it, feeling like shenanigans. The sets are coming out so closely now that the VIP packs can't keep up with them. So that Mickey, that's great. The only thing I'll say to this, listen, I'm not arguing that the packs and the sets are coming out too quickly. They are. That's not Webcore. That's Wizards of the Coast. That is Hasbro, guys. That's a major corporation that is, let's go put these cards out as quickly as possible so we can get these done. This set wasn't supposed to be released in Magic the Gathering. They did it like June or July or sometime mid-year. They decided, oh, because the Duskmourn set was supposed to be an October release. It was supposed to be for Halloween. That's normally when it
Mhm.
happens, is in September, October. And they basically pushed it up a whole month or two so they could squeeze Foundations in as a new core set ish. That's in Paper Magic 5 year standard rotation. Did you know this? That card set is 5 year standard. So every 5 years they're
Wow.
going to release two sets like that a decade. They're going to do, which I find really fascinating. While they continue their 3 year cycle. Um, Whatever. So that's Wizards of the Coast. That is nothing to do with Webcore, guys. That doesn't diminish how you feel that the sets are coming out too quickly. I don't argue with that. I don't disagree. Actually, I do disagree. I love all cards. If they put out a set
Yeah, I
every
made a
month,
joke that if it
I
was up to God, we get a new set every day.
every freaking month we'd have a new set. I
Yeah,
like new cards. I like new synergies because I find the stuff I like, I break it, and
right.
then I get bored
No,
and go find new
I
things, right?
agree in some part. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I say that though, but I quit Paper Magic because the cards that I'd spent so long collecting rotated out, the 2 year rotation, so a big chunk
right,
of my favorite cards and playstyles rolled out. And then
for
in
sure.
addition to that, the new sets that were coming out were so much, I couldn't keep up with it. And it's super expensive, right? It's super expensive. At least with this
Oh yeah.
game, there's a free to play approach, and if you decide to pay money, like
Hmm.
for me, it's like I spend $30 per set. That's Dude, bro, that's more than fair. But you're sponsored. Even if before I was sponsored, I'd have 3,000 gold. I'd do a month of VIP. I would get all the cards in less than 30 days. So the strategy I broke out earlier, that's exactly how I handle that. What do you think about those sets? Is there anything you want to add to that?
The set itself, like foundations.
Well,
Um.
as far as just the frequency of them are.
Oh. Um. I guess we're at somewhat of an advantage because we get the collector boxes, but
Right.
that's about it. Other than that, we're having to collect them at the same rate as everyone else. It's not like we get extra privileges as far as that goes. I mean, we
Right.
do get also exclusive cards too, but let's be real. How many of the exclusive cards are
Right.
people actually paying for?
Hey, Webcore, cover your ears. Most of these exclusives aren't worth paying money for. If I don't kick out a video
Yeah.
at it, it's me being respectful of Webcore and saying you don't want me to put a video out on this.
Yeah.
It's really just most of them are bad. The one exclusive that was worth money was broken when they first spoiled it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I love this card. I would love this card for always. It's too broken. It is too broken for the meta. So don't let some of these haters out here, beginning with N and ending in Althazar, tell you that I just want all broken things. I want a fair, balanced game, but when my stuff is powerful and Greg can't pilot it, leave it alone. Let us have our fun. Anyways, I digress. So last shot, I'll take it, you brother. I adore Nalthi. He's my baby. I adore him. All right. Anyways, I agree. Not buying all of Planeswalkers, not just trying to have enough of variety. So one thing else I say in between each set, and this would have been difficult to do, I make it a priority to save at least 3,000 gold for the next set. I say that takes about, again, I play a lot, folks. I play a lot on this game. That takes me about 3 to 6 weeks to get 3,000 gold. Okay? So this set coming out the way it did would have been difficult for me to get that much gold put together to get it to drop. But over the course of the next couple weeks after that, I still would have acquired enough gold to go finish getting my 10 PPs. But it would have taken me, a couple extra weeks after that. Are you frozen, man? Or are you still good?
No, I'm still good.
Okay. So that's one thing I prioritized before I was sponsored was, and even after I was for the longest time, but now that they're giving us these boxes, it's I have like 1,000 to 1,500 gold reserved for it, and I'm trying to get all of the PM2 stuff, so that's where most of my gold is going right now. All right, you want to talk about Chandra Flameshaper and your initial reviews and thoughts on her before?
Yeah, but before that, I'll just add to that. There are a lot of people who don't play the game as much as you and I do either.
What?
So there are
What?
people who don't play on weekends. There are people who only play on weekends, and they can't expect to keep up if they're free to play. I mean, that's just the reality of things.
Right, but okay, so why are you so point counterpoint? What are you trying to do by playing the game? Now, and I'm not arguing that you should play that much. No, I get it. IRL
Right,
is important. Um, but if you're playing the game, it's important that you're strategically getting the decks that you like to play, right? Like
right.
you want to go get the play styles and do the things you want to do, planeswalkers and cards to go do that. This is why I
Yeah, no,
say
I'm actually trying to back up your point. Maybe that didn't come off how
Well,
I
no,
meant
no, no,
to,
no.
but
You're saying that for as a free to play. This is what I heard. As a free to play player, you wind up getting. You don't play. Some people don't play as much as we do to go get that much gold. So it's going to take them longer to get that, right?
right.
So what was your point in saying that then? What were you trying to make?
So yeah, well, I mean, the people who are saying like they're falling so far behind with sets all the time, this one is the one where I definitely like this. The set being released like a month after the last one is way too early. But be other than that, I mean, if you get 3 months or so, more or less, between sets, um, if you're not trying to collect everything, it is kind of like, okay, well, you have to assess your goals, like what you're saying. Like, are you trying to get all the best cards? Are you trying to collect all the
Right.
planeswalkers?
Right.
There's gonna have to be some give somewhere. You're not gonna be able to max out this game if you're playing if you're not paying and you're not playing every event.
Right. Right. And listen, I love the game so much, right? I'm such a compulsive personality on this that I have an alt account, and I have I
Yeah.
have man, I don't even know if some of you guys can remember this. Most of you can. It was for a while that they had so few events back in Octagon's days. They had so few events that you'd finish playing the game and it wouldn't take you but an hour, maybe a day of playing.
Right.
And I wanted more play than that, so I'd go and I started an alt account and I'd start playing there. That's what
Right.
prompted me to start
Exactly.
that, so I could go
That's what I
double
used to do
play,
too.
right? And so
Hmm.
now there are, Webcore's added so many events, right? It's hard to keep up on them. It's hard to keep them going. For two accounts, I should say. A single account it can keep me pretty busy for all the stuff that's happening now. I guess I could do this. Is that it? Yes. Okay, cool. Yes. Add source. Chat box. Add source. I am trying to add a chat box here, and I don't know where it went. So we'll see in the next chat where it is, and then we'll move it around. Here it is. All right. Sorry, trying to keep everything kosher. All right, there we go. All right. Anything else you want to say on that before we move on to talking about Chandra real quick, and then I'll go over some of my rants.
No, let's do it.
All right. Chandra Flameshaper, 106 for life. I give her life total a B. I think 110 is a A, and then like 130 plus, 120 plus is S. Actually, it's probably a B minus in this section. Anything under 110 is probably B minus, maybe even a C if I really think about it. 130 plus is S tier for me, etc., etc. Give me fuel,
Hmm.
give me fire, give me that without the ooh. At the beginning of your turn, convert 3 gems to red. Then you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. And that wraps up Chandra Flameshaper. Honestly, Maine and I couldn't probably have as opposing views on this Planeswalker so far. I've done my early synopsis and
Yeah,
playing with
I'm
her.
really surprised
I
actually.
really don't like her. I really don't like her. I love her passive ability, but let's get into why I don't like her. First off, playing with fire.
Hmm.
Discard the spell card at random, then the first 2 cards in your hand gain 6 mana. If you can't, gain 6 mana. Okay? So if you can't discard a card or a spell card, you can just gain 6 mana. You pay 5, you get 6 mana. That last line in and of itself is good. I play a lot of spells in my builds. I have those are again the power swing. It was supports. Now it's swung back to spells. So if you don't have a spell card in
Okay.
hand, you don't discard. You just get the 6 mana. That's good. That's good. But if you have a spell card, even if it has mana, you jettison that. And I also think
That's not true.
it is true. I've
It
had
doesn't
card.
discard
It discards
it
spell
doesn't
cards
discard
if they have
cards if
mana.
they have mana in them. Unless they
You
just change that,
you must
like
have a different
today.
version of the game than I did because I've had that happen a couple of times already. Today, I was
Oh,
playtesting it a
okay.
bunch
Maybe
today.
it's
Okay, so if you
huh.
have a spell
Okay.
card, if you read it,
Maybe they
discard a
stuff
spell
fixed that.
card at random. You have some that have no mana. You have some with mana. It can pull the one that has mana.
Really?
So
Okay, that's
yes,
new.
that sucks. That
That does
sucks.
suck.
That sucks. Why would
That
I
actually
want to
brings
throw a
her down a lot.
why would I want to throw away a card with mana? Why? Right? Not good. Um, the first 2 cards in your hand gain 6 mana. I have had that not work sometimes. I've had the second card get the mana, but not the first card. I've had it sometimes where it discards a spell card and it doesn't give me the mana at all, and I don't know why. So I don't know
Seems
if
like a
it's a
bug.
bug, if I'm using it incorrectly, or what's going on, but it's awful. the thing I like about it is, if for 5 I get 6 mana if I don't have a spell card in hand. Great, I like it. I don't have to
Hmm.
discard anything. I thought that was the bug, and then until I figured out and I reread the thing, I'm like, okay, cool. Thoughts on this ability? What are your thoughts so far?
Well, yeah, if it is in fact discarding spell cards with mana in their hand, that really brings down the power of that ability, because that's what I was using it for. It's like, okay, well, I'm probably not going to cast a spell or need this spell this turn anyway, so let me get that 6
Yeah,
mana into the first few cards in my hand. And I was really like, I could really strategize with that. But if it's not working that way anymore, that's a really bad idea by Webcore. They should
yeah.
really change that.
Well, that's
Um,
part one of my challenge with it. I have a part two. Continue though, please tell me.
yeah. Gosh, I don't know what else I need to say about the first ability if they've changed that to make it way worse.
Well, here's the other side of
um,
this. The big challenge I have with that one is you discard a card. There's no card. You're giving yourself card disadvantage. So if you only have one
right.
card in
You
hand,
do have to make up for that.
well, but if you only have one card in hand, I can't use that first ability. If I only have a spell in hand, right? I don't get anything for it. Now,
Right.
again, if I don't have a spell in hand, I only have one card. That's
Right.
fine. It'll just give me the mana. Cool. That's great. But the challenge with that is throwing away a card and not replacing it is not anything that I like. The card advantage side of it. Jace Reawakened, Jashiok, right? I love him. I
Hmm.
do. The only complaint I have about him, sometimes I won't play him, is because he discards that first card deal and gets that
Right.
mana, but you're not redrawing, and he goes through
Hmm.
his hand so
Exactly.
quickly.
Yeah.
And so does Chandra. Here's the other thing too. This is a synergy for
Hmm.
me. Her first ability or her passive ability is so stinking good. All my cards get mana, so I can't use my first ability because I don't want to throw any of them away because they have mana. I feel wasteful
Right.
doing that. If I drew 2 cards, if I discarded, drew the cards, and then gained the mana, fine. Advantage, mana gain, I'm good. That's fine. That's great, right? But it doesn't work that way. So the first gives me mana, and I'm 9 times out of 10, because I can't control the hand at the end. I'm doing stuff and dragon hawking, or I'm Aurelia Law above, and I'm drawing cards, and yada. I don't know what's in my hand. I can't deal with it.
Hmm.
So bottom line is that I don't know what I'm tossing, right? Tossa, and I don't get it. So again, those two counteract each other for me in the synergy department. All right. I like the A1 better if it discarded a random non-disabled card. So you hold. Again, Zivert, that's great. Zivert's very smart, guys. He's inside of my Discord, our Discord, our Discord. You should definitely get in there and ask him questions. He's absolutely one of the smartest players in the game, and he's in there offering. He should be charging for that advice. Frankly, he should have his own content channel, and we need to have him on here on Nerds on Parade. I'll get him as an interview in here one of these days, guys.
Oh yeah.
Um, if honored, ignore disabled cards. That would be great. So his suggestion is mute it down, right? Disable the card, and then do the ability because it's something we're in control of, and it doesn't take that card out. Great, that's fine. I can do that. That's fair. Little extra touchy, but I like it. I would prefer
Right.
that over what it is now. All right, moving on. Ability number
Hmm.
2, spreading wildfire. Reinforce target non-token creature you control 4 times until end of turn. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. What's a phrase I hate in Magic Puzzle Quest? Until
And me
end
too.
of turn. I freaking hate that. Five
Right.
syllables, a pain in my ass. I hate it. Until end of turn. Fine. Give me 2 and let me keep it. For 18 loyalty, right? Just for 18 loyalty. Now hear me out. Hold on.
Yeah.
Period. Just that first part. The second part makes me chuck the phone. That creature gains haste and imminent death and gains the elemental subtype. Now listen to me. Listen to me on 2 parts here, Maynard. I need therapy. I should be on a couch. I should be paying you by the hour, but listen to me. All right? You're on the couch. I need to be on the couch. How does haste work? When does a creature need haste?
When you cheat it out with connect the dots.
maybe. That's pretty specific, but fair. But let's say the normal humans that aren't the god's Mainloop. We make a swap. We get mana to go into our creature. The creature hits the board, and that's when we want the haste. Yes.
Right.
Can I activate my Planeswalker ability at that point to give that creature haste?
You cannot.
When are the devs ever going to learn how the frick haste works? When? This is one of my biggest pet peeves in all of Puzzle Quest. Do you not know how your frickin' game works? I can't give a creature haste from a loyalty ability by targeting it ever, unless I have a duplicate swap, right? Oh, I got a 5 match. I
Right.
get Burbadur. Stupid. Stupid. Dumbest thing ever. That's part 1A. No, part 2A. Part 2B. Then imminent death. So,
Right.
I have a Dragonhawk on board. I have a pen. I have an apple. Dragonhawk, right? I reinforce it 4 times. Nice, I got 4. Do I get the Ender's Battlefield effects? No, it just makes it bigger. So I got a 20/20. All right, cool. 20/20. But then I lose all of that at the end of turn. So it's back to a 1/1. And imminent death. I love you, Dragonhawk. Put him in the ditch, move on, right? Why? Why? This is the stupidest second ability, and it costs 18 loyalty to trigger. You go to hell and die. This is the dumbest. Maynard, the floor is yours.
Okay, I will refute now. 18 loyalty, definitely too much. It forces me to put some things in my deck to gain loyalty, but I actually really like this ability. It's a great finisher, especially if you have a card. You got to play it with some large creatures though, which is part of why I like Progenitus now. But it's works great in a very specific build for me. But it actually has helped me finish some games out. I was playing it with my Pauper deck that I just came up with last night, and it was definitely helping me win. Put enough damage over the top with even little Jolene. I was winning games
Jolene.
with Jolene and this
Uh-huh.
ability. But yeah, it's definitely meant for my eyes to be basically a finishing move. You throw it on a creature. If you're playing with Aurelia, Tyrant of Twin Flame Tyrant,
Mm-hmm.
that is gonna one shot a lot of
Yeah.
players, planeswalkers right away. So it's definitely one that you have to work to build up to if you want to use it more than once um, a match. But it is a pretty effective finisher for me.
So, Christopher Harold asks a great question. Are there any Foundation or Decimon cards that provide benefit when they're destroyed? Might they be designing it with those in mind? I don't know any off the top of my head, but
Progenitus is one.
okay.
There are a few others.
There's a
I want to
few.
say, yeah,
However, if you're going to do that,
Quake Mole and Drag. Oh wait, but that's not Foundations. Sorry.
well, either way, I mean, anything in standard, I would look at and say.
Yeah.
There's several. There's several. I would go look, but obviously my phone's being used right now inside the stream, so I can't do it.
Mm.
But there's other better strategies for that, for self-sacrifice. Not in mono red. Again, in mono red, there's really not here. There's pull push, I think is what it is, or push pull. The double-sided
Push pull.
card,
Yeah.
right? So you can destroy all creatures. Then the flip side, you can bring them all back. I actually was using I'll show
That's
my build
actually
here after this
a
and,
pretty
and,
cool
and what I
idea.
did. I was like, all right, we're gonna throw things in the yard. I'm gonna go through things in the yard. That's my other problem with the first one. If you don't want to throw things in the yard, you don't have a choice. You got to go throw things in the yard. So if it's
Right.
prioritizing spells, what cards or creatures prioritize spells being in the yard? And so there are a
Hmm.
couple, and that would be more of what I lean into. But that's very niche. That's like one deck build. There's not a lot of advantage to it. You know what I mean? Chris. Oh, hey,
Hmm.
what's up, Chris? Good to see you, dude. A2 creates a token that you're supposed to sack at the end of turn. I don't get any tokens. Oh, you mean in paper, Chris? Is that what you're talking about? I just misread the
Yeah,
paper
I'm
card.
not sure what
Oh,
he
yeah.
means then.
No, he's saying they just misread the paper card. You're supposed to get a token that gets imminent death and dies, and that you sacrifice at the end of turn. That creates from Chandra Flameshaper.
Like a creature?
Yeah, you get a token creature. So it doesn't
Oh,
reinforce us. But the challenge with that, you can't really do that in Puzzle Quest because we
right.
only have 3
It's
slots. We
only
only got 3 creature
yeah.
slots. It's so annoying. So, all right. I just think personally, and I hear you. Yes, If I want to go do that, great. That's a good finisher, especially if you have Twin Fight Tyrant Flame Striker or whatever it is. Which we
Mhm.
all did. I think that's one card that everybody pulled. Like everybody pulled it open a
Yeah.
premium pack. Like they programmed that one. Everyone gets this one. Oh look, it's my free cards for the day. You get it. You will have this card today, and it's a dope card. It's a really cool card. I ran her that card or that dragon in here. Let's get to the third. Turning into a conflagration. Turning into a conflict. I don't even know what that word means. Somebody look that up and then don't tell me. Destroy all creatures and all non-land supports. Destroy all creatures and all. I feel like I'm preaching to my brothers, my sisters, listen to me here. Destroy all creatures and all non-land supports. Can I get an amen? No, we don't want that, sir. Then, after you destroy their stuff and our stuff, I don't like killing my things. I worked hard to put my things on the board, but let's wipe that. Okay. For 25 friggin' loyalty, then deal X damage to your opponent's planeswalker. X is 3 times the number of creature cards in all graveyards. There's no synergy here with my first. Because my first is discard. Well, I take that back. My passive ability. Let me restructure. My passive ability is allowing me every turn to dump a card into my yard. The problem is the block
Mhm.
that pops up, I can't see what's in my hand, if it's a creature or not in the last
Right.
position. So because of that, again, Webcore, if you're watching, a great suggestion is view battlefield. Whatever's up, click view battlefield and see what's there, and then pull the prompt back up so I can make a decision. But a lot of times I can't make that decision because you're blocking my view with a prompt. So if you could code that, that would be fantastic. That would be great. Um, so the synergy challenge here is with your passive, you every turn you're hopefully dumping a creature into the yard and drawing a new card, a new creature, all right, or a new card, whatever it is. If that's the case, then that is feeding into this one. But we don't have that choice. There's no rule. And then if you use your A1 to kind of load up the yard, you're not dumping cards other than spells. So it should be 3 times the number of spells in your graveyard, in all graveyards, not creatures. Can I get an amen? Can I get it from the back of the
I would
pews?
definitely like that more for
That
sure.
would be a lot more synergized with what it actually does from the Planeswalker. Webcore isn't allowed to do to non-work things at work, watching YouTube and playing MTGPQ included. I don't know about that, man. Um, I have been told that they have been on streams previously, so who knows? Maybe they're watching. Maybe they're catching the replay. I don't know. So for 25 loyalty, destroying both sides of the board is ridiculous, right? My max loyalty I can get is 30. So they're literally saying, hey, this is one of the hardest things you can do loyalty wise to ramp up, and we expect you to wipe your side of the board too. I think that's ridiculous. The floor is yours, Mr. Maynard T. Loop.
Yeah, this is definitely the ability I use the least, and not even just because of the loyalty cost being pretty insane. I don't like double-sided board wipes either. Um, the N guy likes them. I don't, but
Last name Althazar.
yeah.
I think he left. He felt me picking on him. Sorry, Nalthi, I didn't mean to pick on you too much. So if you're still here,
Right.
put a rip in the chat for F in the chat for respect.
There's been a couple times where it's helped me out of a jam, but that's about it. It's definitely not one of the abilities I really lean on with her. I used it once a couple times in a match that was lasting a really long time, but um, yeah, there could have been a lot better things done with it. Even if it was like the same mana or same loyalty cost as the other ability, that would make it a little bit more playable, but just the effect alone is not something that I really play much. Sometimes I'll use it to, get rid of if your opponent plays a bunch of like desert demo field and stuff like that. It's gotten me
Yeah.
out of that
If
bind.
you're
But
behind, fine,
oh
fair,
wait, no,
right?
it's non-land. Never mind. It's gotten me out of some bind. Maybe not that one.
Aegis is one that's out there that really
Yeah,
kicks my
Aegis. That's
tail.
what I meant. Yeah.
If you're facing Chandra or not Chandra, but Valiana, and she's got her token supports out there, that's another one that it can help out with. So it's good. Chris Jensen brings up a great point. He says, I guess her A2 can feed the A3. yeah, my counterpoint to that is that's 43 loyalty that you have to get in a match to spread the wildfire, to kill, to do the thing,
True.
and then another 25, 18 for that, and then another 25 to ramp up into that. There's not that much mana ramp. You mentioned that you were using loyalty ramp. What are you using for loyalty ramp?
Desolate Mire.
Okay, okay,
Using
okay.
Dragonhawk and
Yeah,
Desolate
yeah.
Mire um,
All
to
right.
pop all those little pop the white activated gems.
So here's
That's the
my
one I've been mostly using. But if I'm using, also though, with all the red mana generation, all the gems converting, is a
yeah.
decent amount of loyalty. It's not quite enough to get me over the top. The loyalty abilities are the cost of those are my main knock on her.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
they're too
if they
expensive.
really did change that first ability, I really need to rethink some things here.
Yeah, because that with what it ditches to me is too the haste could be useful if you get an extra swap. Yeah, but Zivert, come on. How eh, why even give me the ability? Give me something else. There's other more effective, especially in red. A lot of creatures that you're going to be playing anyways already have haste. It's one of the highest
They might,
hasted
yeah.
creature sets out of all the different colors that are available. So I don't, or if I'm going to do that, I'd rather use the spell Song of Tauntauns, whatever that is. That's 6 mana and all my creatures gain it. That's more cost effective in my opinion. It does take a card slot in your deck, but I think that's a lot more effective
Right.
than trying to target it with an 18.
Mhm.
That's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Here's my deck real quick. Twin Flame Tyrant. This card's amazing. This is a chase card. I think it's fantastic. I haven't broken it yet, but I feel that there is a way to do that. Every color needs a golden wish. Bulk up, I think is a lot of fun. It's just janky. It's shenanigans, and I dig it. So the theme here is I'm doubling. Can you tell what my theme is? I'm doubling up all the things. Gratuitous violence when a creature you control deals combat damage, specifically double that damage. I really wish it was
Oh,
just
I don't have that one
damage.
yet.
I just wish it was damage so that we could go and do like the extra stuff that happens with stuff. Chaos Warp is the best removal card in standard. Fight me. I love this card. I think this is absolutely the best thing in standard. Requisition rate is a close second. My reasoning for requisition rate being second is because you have to get spree too, and there are sometimes
Right.
you just can't find that second match in a swap without playing lands or some type of conversion. So Every
Hmm.
every color needs a chaos warp. I love this card. Red, any red deck I'm building, any red planeswalker I'm playing, immediately has chaos warp right into it. I'm running ill-timed explosion. This actually works in this deck because you're doing so much
Oh
discard
yeah.
anyways. So this
I
rocks
played a
against
bit
red.
with Twin Flame Tyrant. It's amazing.
It's great. It's really great. Aurelia the Law Above. This is probably pound for pound the best peasant creature in red white right now.
Hmm.
Just thinking of it, I use this. It's so flexible, especially critical with this Chandra because she's got no draw. So this is
Exactly.
has
Yeah.
to be out to get you going. I'm running connecting the dots. I find I would rather in this Chandra, I would rather have assembled the players. I would rather have
Mm.
assembled the
Yeah,
players because I need to get that
for
creature
sure.
out right away, and the impacts they make are better. So connecting the dots is the second most important support I think in standard right now, for especially for peasant players or for newer
Mm.
collectors. Go target connecting the dots and assemble the players. Those are the two most important cards to have when you're first getting started. You will dramatically increase your win rates. So when you're crafting cards, go target MKM. I think those have the pound for pound best rares in standard right now for you guys to improve your win
I
rates.
would agree. Yeah.
Great. Finally, Season of the Bold because I'm playing this guy, Dragonhawk. I tried so many other creatures. I tried, what's the one that brings the spells back from the yard? What's the dragon that does that?
Oh, Capricious
Capricious.
Hellraiser?
Capricious Hellraiser. I tried him. That kind of worked, but it was a little clunky. I tried.
Right.
I tried. What's the one that enters the board? You draw cards. They discard. Uh, it's 3 colors. We played it during Streets of New Capenna, but it's after that. I can't remember the name of it. Um, it's a creature that enters the board, and you draw cards based on the blues that are on the board. You discard if you made a black match. They discard cards, and red you make it plus whatever because of that. I can't think of it right now, but I did that one. You guys know it. Chime it in the chat. Which card am I talking about? I
Yeah,
tried
not
that. I
sure.
tried like 4 or 5 different creature combinations. I couldn't get it to work with anything. It wound up coming back to a Dragonhawk deck, which then says there are better walkers. Blade Quill. Thank you. Blade Quill Serpent. Yes, Chris. Thank you, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
Blade
course.
Coil Serpent. Blade Coil is still S tier card. If you guys, we just don't play with it anymore because there's so many other toys that are just as strong or stronger. Otherwise,
Hmm.
on Chaos Warp confuses people when they pick a support, but the opponent doesn't have a support. It can destroy its Yep, destroys opposing creatures. So right, if you take a support from your opponent and they don't have any supports, you get the support in hand, which I think is great card advantage. But
Hmm.
it also
Oh yeah,
destroys their creature
stealing
still.
Aegis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I love playing it in mono colored walkers because I get to go play with out of color stuff. So I'll run Aegis in this deck. It's a lot of
Hmm.
fun. And then the final one, because I'm feeding the yard, is push. And if I'm behind, I can destroy it. This is a better option if you have it. This is better than her
Hmm.
ultimate because you're destroying all creatures and you're keeping your supports. But the other side of that is then
Right.
I can
Need to
actually,
try
if
that.
I flip it, I can pull all the creatures from my yard, or three of them, I should say. Um,
Hmm.
another card that would be, well, that's black though. I was gonna say was back in town, but that doesn't work. So this is your best option
All
for
right.
it.
Yeah.
So that's a look at my deck. This is functional. It does not do what I want it to do. It doesn't synergize well enough. So if you
Mm.
guys have better builds than this, I know Maynard does, and I know he's gonna probably be putting out. When are you gonna put your video out? Did you already put your video out or no?
Hopefully this weekend. We'll see.
Okay. So be watching out for that so you guys can watch it because he gives great reviews. They're very fair and balanced. He does a lot of work into those. I go in there and I play with them and I say I like them or I don't like them. It's so funny. I try to be middle of the road with a lot of these, but it's clear to see which ones I don't like. Like, this sucks. I think she sucks. I don't like her very much at all. I think that there's so many little things they did wrong with her that if they had gotten them right, she'd actually be a very good planeswalker. She's very low grade for me. I will go have my official kind of review with her shortly, probably the next day or two. What's today? Thursday? Maybe tomorrow I'll have it out. But the last Chandra we just got, Chandra, what's her name? Hope's Beacon, Bacon
Hope
Hope.
speaking.
I think she is, for me, the strongest red walker in the game. Period. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, what about Jaya and yada yada? It is hands down for me, Hope's Beacon. And I love DTK. I loved DTK, but this one's much better in my opinion. She's faster for me. And for me, Gosnet, everything has to be fast. Mono red walker does. That is mono red. It's burn. It is mono red. If you've played traditional paper magic, which you didn't play traditional paper magic, did you?
No.
No, Maynard is a convert of the app, not the actual paper. So
Hmm.
right, Jaya 2 is the best one. Bear. Again, she's not bad. Absolutely great. For my money, for the passive ability, for the speed at which she plays, I can execute what I'm trying to do, and I will show my deck with her, which again is pretty much Hawktua, right? Dragon Hawktua.
Mm.
Aurelia. These lands are great. I've said it 100 times before. These lands are fantastic. The PM2 lands, if you're not using them, use them if you've got them. If you don't have them and you pull them, don't be upset. They're fantastic. They work really, really well. Sunken Citadel, Rite of Flame, Song of Tauntauns, Koth, and then this is one that's a hidden gem if you guys don't have it. Urbask the Hidden. 10 mana. When a
Hmm.
creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gains haste until end of turn, so he gives your creatures haste. I would be nice if he died, he gave your creatures haste on the board too, but whatever. Or if he was in the graveyard. When an opposing creature, though, enters the battlefield or is reinforced, it gains can't attack and can't block until the beginning of your opponent's next turn. So it is great to control. It doesn't stop their ETBs, but it does give you a chance to be able to keep them from attacking you, especially if you're in something that's hasties. So something there to kind of keep them back. Um, for me, that's enough control here, and this thing just goes super fast. That said, I haven't updated this since this new set came out, so I've got to go play with some more of these new cards and see which ones are going to make the cut here.
Hmm.
I think there's a few already that I can probably put in. And then Koth Fire of Resistance, the only Koth I like, the only Koth that doesn't suck, Fire of Resistance. I think he's fantastic. Fight me. All right.
That's a great one to throw into the new Chandra too. I
Is
have
it?
a build with that in there.
Okay. I'll take this exact build and go throw it in there and see what it does with it. But this is just
Okay.
and that would probably be a speed test. That'd be something I go do because again, let me not get it twisted. Real quickly, one last thing I do want to say. This Chandra's ability, control destruction, expend 9, destroy a block of 3/3 gems. This is good,
It
especially
is
if you're
good.
especially if you're running these types of cards, where when they get matched or if
Mm.
they lose a
Man.
shield, it puts a full mana almost full mana or close to it, if not all the way. Another land in hand for you to be able to cast. And if it's Sunken Citadel, you're getting the conversion when it comes out. Very fast, very good synergy. Um, this first ability is fantastic. Her passive ability is fantastic. However, there is no comparison. Flame Shaper's passive ability is the best in mono red. Give me fuel. Give me
Hmm.
fuel. At the beginning of your turn, convert 3 gems to red. Period. Then you may discard a card if you do draw a card. I just wish we could see what was in hand before we discarded it. And there's just nope. You drew it, and now you got to toss it. Do you want to or you toss what you have in hand, and then you draw a card. And if you're playing draw effects, you don't know what you pulled, so it might be a card you're looking for. So sometimes you could be ditching a card that you wanted to keep, and you don't know. There's no way to know. Your thoughts on this before we wrap things up?
Yeah, that passive ability is so good. It's the main reason to use her. It you get like what you're talking about before. You get so much mana with her just because of that,
Yeah.
and like a Cryptex or some other like decent land. If you have that Cryptex Leyline, you're getting enough red mana for just about anything you want to do. So
Yeah.
um, that's part of the main reason that I like her so much. I'm so high on her, but there, yeah, I'll have to see what my opinion is going to be of her now that they changed her the changed her to fit the wording on that first ability, because I was using that for a lot of things. Like I could just decide, okay, I don't want that spell because it's got no mana in it. I probably won't get any mana in it, or I just maybe it's a chaos warp, but they have nothing on the board, so I don't need it at the moment. So, but if it's discarding a spell that I want to play on that turn, that's bad.
Yeah,
I
for
really have
sure.
to figure that out.
Well, and that's a big thing.
Mhm.
And again, I may have misspoken, but I played enough with it that I paid special attention to it was a big thing. And Chris Jensen brings up another thing that we hadn't even talked about is the 4 supports that you're limited to on this. That's a big deal.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
That's a
that actually
massive deal
that is a big knock on her.
because there's so many great supports. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Um, for a while, like in Puzzle Quest history, looking back the annals of PQ history, uh, spells were the power. You had Whir of
Hmm.
Invention and Omni, right? You got the one support you're running, but the spells are what do all the work. Now it seems like under Webcore's direction, supports actually have a bulk of the power now. Spells are
Right.
still really powerful. I'm not, especially with this set. Wow, are they powerful in this set? They're so good. But supports are really, you got to have a lot of times 4 or 5. There's some walkers I play that are,
Hmm.
6 or 7 supports, and they're good. They all do
Right.
a thing that is as impactful as spells are. So this is
Hmm.
not just a knock. This is a detriment. Even just one more, just 5 would have been good enough, I think, for a mono red because you're going to be leaning into the spells a lot. But 4 is a big deal for me at least. And 8 creatures. Like, give me 10 creatures or give me 5 creatures. I don't need 8 creatures. What am I going to do with 8 creatures? What am I going to do with eight
Right.
creatures, bro? It's so dumb.
Master stuff, I guess.
Right. Give me 10 then. Give me 10 creatures.
Right. Exactly.
Right? So I can go master all 10 creatures and be done with it. Don't give me 8. I
Yeah.
can't do anything with 8. All right, it's almost
Hmm.
there, and I still got to go put its supports in. Brr. Dumb, 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 dumb. Yeah, those are my thoughts on that. All right, anything else you want to say about Chandra Flameshapa?
No, I was gonna say something about Jaya Fiery Negotiator though, since we brought her up earlier. That
Let's do it.
I was one of the people who thought she was like the best mono red for a while, with Chandra DTK being like almost neck and neck
Yeah,
for me. But Hope Speaking and this new Chandra make me rethink that a little bit. The thing about Jaya is she's so like one trick pony. Like it's a good thing that we have a lot of good red spells now, but it's all
right.
about just like pat casting that one spell over and over again. Um, there are some fun things you can do with her, other than that, but that's like her main strength. So she's really dependent on like kind of what's in the meta. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, we lost Meeting of the Five, so that dropped out a lot of cool things you could do with her there. But Now
What
being able to, cast like a chaos warp at will is pretty nice too, though.
right? Chaos
So
Warp or well, actually no, that we can't do that here. I was gonna say another spell that I really like, but we can't run it here. So it's only mono red. I am very curious because I haven't tried building like the last time I did this with her was standard peasant. But this was
mm,
casualty leaving and my boy
yeah.
Remy Slayer. I love that
Hmm.
card. I love that. Like co-
Yeah,
Colors of Magic is just not the same without him. It just does not feel right.
for
So I
sure.
did I did build a standard deck with her that is this
Okay.
Urbrass, Dragonhawk. I don't even remember playing. I think somebody says Jaya's better, and I want to playing this. I'm like, yeah,
Mm.
she's okay. But let's quickly look at just the last two sets here for spells, red spells, real quick if you have time.
She's also really dependent on having red matches. She's got that cough problem.
Yeah. Chaos Warp is in there, so that's obviously already updated. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. This card has potential. I got to do the Energize thing. It's from PM2. I like it,
Mm,
but with the new spells from this new set, I think that it might put it over the edge to make it viable. This card is just pretty. You just got to have creatures that have prevent damage. I love that card.
right.
I can't wait to figure out a way to use it. No, there's really not anything in red that just makes me say, yeah, that's new, I should say.
Mm.
Outside of course, just the brokeniest of brokens with Coalition Victory, right? And then Chaos Warp. Um,
All those old mechanics that they're bringing back, like Energize, Void, and all that, they're really not that powerful on their own. I guess they did their best to try and update the power on them, but
mhm.
Energize is still not a top tier strategy. It's just not, like, even with all the best energy cards,
Yeah.
it's just a little bit of just an extra flair to your decks at best. I mean, there are some where
Well,
cards
hold
like
on.
that red one that you showed me, like, there might be something there to that. There's Tune the Narrative is good one, but that's all of those are really dependent on the cards themselves. It's not really the mechanic doing a lot for you. It's just counting a number of gems on the board. I don't feel like energy brings a lot to the table, even in um, I've even tried some of these old legacy cards with these new cards, and it didn't really move the needle that much for me either.
Uh-huh. Sorry. You go on, please continue.
But that's not an energy card.
No, it's not, but it works with I'll get to it. I promise. It works with Oh, did I take it out? You know what? I took it out. I was testing Brain Surge in addition to this. Brain Surge is really good if it worked.
Brain Surge is awesome.
It would be really if you could control like I let me rephrase. It would be really great if I knew how to use it. Bye, Chris. Sorry, man. I just saw that you were checking out there. If you're still here, brother, thank you. Appreciate you being here. If you're catching a replay, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate your insights. Chris is dope. He's on my team. He's in my coalition. He's amazing, and he's also
Yeah, I
my
like
Discord server.
Chris.
Chris is awesome. We all the people we that are in this community are amazing. Hey guys, if you're here and you're a newer player, you're watching this, and you're not in the Discord, you really are doing yourself a disservice. I know a lot of folks, and I say this all the time because this is the way I felt. It was like I don't want another social media platform. Social media sucks. I don't even mess around with social media anymore. I get all of my human interaction and just re-engagement and faith in humanity by being in the Discord service. I'm not even joking, dude. Like I'm just like there is no point in humanity anymore. Just watching the visceral between the extreme polar opposites of people fighting on Facebook and stuff. It makes it difficult to enjoy those
All right.
platforms. And then you get in here and it's like, hey, we draw a line. Just all we care about is game. Come in, game, be
Mm-hmm.
cool. Don't be a jerk, right? Nerd, and just hang out and just be cool. And I don't care what your political beliefs are, what your gender you care to be called by. I don't care about any of that stuff. None of that stuff matters. Religion, politics, none of that matters. Just game. And
Yeah. And if you've
99%
been
of the time
turned
that's good.
off to
Yeah.
Discord from other communities, like other
Yeah.
gaming communities, I know can be kind of a crapshoot there, but this one is so much nicer than any other ones
It's
that I've
amazing.
come across.
I don't keep you on your toes, do I? Of course you do. I enjoy it. No, you're a sweetheart, Roy. Um, Leyline Mutation is another great card. If you guys aren't playing this at the beginning of your turn, just the overflow. If
Oh
you have
yeah,
10 or more loyalty
I
on
just
random card in your hand, gains full
crafted this
mana.
one, so
Such a great card. This is such a great card. Go get it. Go target it if you don't have it yet.
yeah, I
He's a
need to
nerd,
use
not a
that
jerk. I'm
one.
a major nerd. Major nerd. Great card. You can see that I've just started playing with it because I didn't find the right deck. This deck right here, I have won in turn 1. Typically, it wins in turn 2 or 3, and it's all because of mystical teachings. 9 mana. When you got that
Cannot wait.
feeling. Just this is the wrong art. I don't know why. This is the alt art version. The real art version has my face there. But if you pick one of the first 2 different spell cards that is not named Mystical Teachings from your library, fetch that card. That card gains full mana. For 9 mana, it's blue and black and has flashback. This is absolutely one of the, just not a premier chase card in standard. This is a instant legacy impacting card
Oh
from
yeah.
day one. This should be in every deck you run that's blue or black until they nerf it, which I hope they never do. So don't badmouth it. Don't get pissed when you get beat by my deck. Somebody already was out there saying, oh, I faced your bunny deck. It wrecked me. I'm like, yeah, because it's a wrecker. It will destroy you, and Greg won't have anything there. And Greg can't screw it up. Why? Because there's no creatures in it. He's going to
Oh right,
prioritize
yeah.
supports. So he's going to cast what? He's going to cast Sunken Citadel, conversion. He's going to cast Leyline of the Guild Pack. That'll slow him down. You'll beat him. He'll cast Almond Path and Journey, and then you'll make the matches. You do the things, and it'll get the results, right? So the card and then Leyline Mutation, he's going to get his loyalty up. So at the beginning of your turn, if you have 15 or more loyalty, a random card in your hand gains full mana. So he's going to get freeness off of that. Your only hope is that he plays Leyline of the Guild Pack first, because that's 18 mana. That's 3-4 turns of him trying to get into it, and then it goes from
Right.
there. And once that hits,
Mhm.
because then the next turn it converts, usually makes matches because Greg cascades like a god, and then everything else triggers, and that's game. And the win con is tempt with bunnies. So
Mm.
even if he doesn't give you the gift, it'll just keep looping until he does it. Now, that said, this isn't just right yet. This is about 80% of the way there. I'm trying to figure out what it needs or what I need to tweak to get it to loop completely. It loops 1.5 times on average, and that's usually enough to go win. But if I can't do it in the second turn or third turn, the turn right after that is the one that winds up winning. So that's my build. Any thoughts on this? And so far, I haven't talked to anybody else that has this card, so I think it's just might be my card, and nobody else needs to worry about it unless you're facing me.
Yeah.
And none of the other content
I
creators
know you
got
were
it.
asking me if you could come up with a different win con than template bunnies, but I couldn't really think of anything better for that slot.
There is one. There is one. I don't know if it's better.
Creatureless though? Are you
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
keep
no,
it creatureless?
no, creatureless for sure, creatureless. Um, well, I go
Yeah, I don't know
here,
then.
and then
What are you
it's boop
thinking?
boop token and apply, and then I go don't have, and I say Primeval Bounty. When you cast a non-creature card, create 2 beast tokens. When you cast a creature card, creatures you control get blah blah blah, but I'm not doing that.
Oh,
Those
okay.
are 3 threes.
Three
So if
threes.
I do
Okay.
that and then I do
They're not gonna
relevant,
have haste though.
they won't. You're right, they won't. But I have Song of Tauntauns. I have actually that's red, so I can't run that in here. You're
But
right.
that's yeah.
I could run.
Chroma's Memorial.
I'm gonna have to run Tyvar maybe.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Tygar's good.
there's something I'm toying with here that is like I only have 2 spells in the deck, or even just one other spell in the deck. So if I have Mystical
Uh-huh.
Teachings and Tempt, then every time I cast Mystical Teachings, I'm casting Tempt every single time. So if I
Okay.
run all supports and then a creature there, obviously you can run another creature. But then if you're gonna run
Yeah, because
creatures,
you're gonna have to fill out the what's her support cap? 6?
she's got 6. I can this can go
Okay.
again if I do that. If I replace this for this, then it's blue green, and then that opens me up to all the blue green walkers. You guys see how I build stuff?
Yeah.
Like I this is kind of where we start.
Mhm.
Tyvar's another thing, but then that's a support, and then we have
Yeah.
so many supports. That might be a functional thing to go through and do, but then I got to
Right.
figure out a way to cheat the supports out too, because I got to get them cast, right? So,
Phenomenon investigators. I know it's a creature. If you're trying to keep it creatureless, I don't know what you
well,
do.
no, that would work too because then we could do phenomenons. We could do them, and we could do some type of creature fetch with like a Sylvan tutor, whatever it is, and then that we can
Right,
spend
right.
that. So that's another 9 mana cast to go get the one creature we have. Put them on the board, gives me
Oh
another
yeah,
free
did you
card.
pull what's it called? Genesis Wave yet?
I did pull that after we chatted. We have a private chat that we talk with outside of the Discord, in Discord. I immediately got pissed. I went and bought a premium pack and got it. So I pulled it.
Nice.
I pulled it right
That's
then.
cool.
I also bought another premium pack after that. So I have 5 premium packs. I bought the fifth one was 100% duplicates, and that again, I really wish they'd make the rare non-dupe. That's all I want them to do to premium packs. Just make that one rare non-dupe on the back end of that.
It'd make them so much better.
That would make them just the best. Yeah. Wish. Yeah, but that's only for artifacts. So none of these are artifacts.
Right. I
And I
don't
don't
think you
run
have artifacts
artifacts.
in there.
No, and I don't know any artifacts. That's the other thing too. Like if I do an artifact, it would be
Well, if
increase
you
that
did a
board.
Chroma's Memorial, that's an artifact that you can fetch with Wish, and that would give you haste.
True, true.
That
Standard
might be an
Chroma.
option worth exploring.
Yeah, I don't have birthing ritual. Oh, and then I forgot to put enters artifact. And I wouldn't even mind having 2 different artifacts then if I'm running that. Which one were you talking about?
Chroma's Memorial. Do you have that yet?
I'm not sure. No, I don't.
I think
Achromas, I don't. No,
it's.
I don't. No, I know I
Oh,
don't.
okay.
That's one I'm still chasing. Yeah. Is it
Gotcha.
Achroma or is it Achroma? Achroma.
I don't know.
No
I
artifacts
never
for
know
that.
how to pronounce anything in this
I
game.
know. That's my department, isn't it? You're the lore master. Yeah. Okay. So sorry guys, I didn't mean to take us down this tangent, but um,
No, it's all good.
Right. Tyvar is better than Flame Shadow Conjuring for haste, and even in red,
Oh, you could
other cards.
fetch Tyvar with Golden Wish. I forgot. It fetches Vanguards too.
Oh, does it really? I didn't know that. I forgot. I haven't played with Golden Wish in so long because it's kind of cost prohibitive, and it if I draw it early, like, this is weird. If I draw a high cost card too early, it slows down my pace. My
Hmm.
like in Paper Magic, you have you have your pacing out. It's like okay, land for turn, and you want to be doing things every single turn. If you take a turn off, you lose the game essentially. I approach building decks the
Yeah.
same way. If I'm not doing something every turn, it's too long. I'm losing. I just can't win that way fast enough. So that one,
Hmm.
I would draw it early, and it would cost so much. I couldn't get it. And the payoff is great when you get it. However,
Right.
if it's the only spell I have, and I have, or it maybe 2 spells, that one and something else. But then I'm running mystical teachings. Then I can go through and pull the ones that I'm needing, and it won't cost me anything after that. Also, the other side of that too is I'm thinning my deck, and this is the reason why I'm leaning into the overflow stuff. So if my hand is full and I draw the overflow cards, great. I just chuck them. I make room in my hand. I'm not
Hmm.
trying to play them. So I'm really this is the kind of a deck of attrition. I'm only trying to play so many cards. I really want to play like 4 cards to go win. Mystical, Tempt, both Tempts, right? Discovery and Bunnies. And
Right.
Follow the Bodies is just there to kind of keep it going. Follow the Bodies kind of gets muddy too. I don't. I gotta have a duplicate of
Yeah.
that to work, and it may not make the cut of the final version of this. I might take it out.
Right. Yeah. That's the one I was thinking might get axed.
Yeah. All right. All right. We're starting to lose viewers, so we're over time. Anything else you want to say here
All
before we
right.
wrap up? Yeah.
Off in the weeds.
Yep. I appreciate you, Maynard. Yeah, you're absolutely one of the best Chads online. Guys, I'm going to request again that you guys, if you haven't already subbed to Maynard, you absolutely should. Maynard T. Loop is absolutely fantastic. His content is phenomenal. I steal decks from him all the time and claim them as my own. My Arc
That or
Speed.
I just shove them at you
He
either
does. He's
way
just
in
like,
the
dude,
private
stop being
chats.
stupid.
Like, hey, try this out.
Told you not
Did
to
you
be
try it
stupid,
out
you
yet?
moron.
I
How about
tried this new
today?
version. Try it now.
I send my stuff to him, say, hey, fix this, and then he sends it back, and then I act like a genius.
Yeah.
And Nalthazar too. If Nalthazar was here earlier, he probably got bullied out here. Sorry, Nalthi, I was just playing with you. But you should sub to his channel too. He's a sweetheart. Even though we don't agree on much in the game, he is a wonderful person. But all that said, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Chris, Roy, big shout out to you guys. Andrew, Who else is here? McKee, thanks, man. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you being here, man. With that all that said, I appreciate you guys. You can be anywhere in the world. Should spend this last hour with us here. It's appreciated. Go get